Eternal Flame went on by 2 lengths, 3 lengths, and comes away for Bellmaine. Eternal Flame trotted in 4th near the line, but won it by almost 4. For second Romans, Hayasugi the outside, to be or not to be, 100 to go. Hayasugi wearing her down, to be or not to be, and Hayasugi, photo finish, Hayasugi. Side under the persuasion of the whip. High Octane drifts in on the inside. Holmes are caught kicks, but High Octane a little bit wayward, but too good. Vetta, who's trying very, very hard, very surreal, a length and a half fire of Vetta, and very surreal, pinched the race McNeil by a half length. Tycoon, recommendation folding up, V8 is gobbling it up, V8 in the middle, lifts and wins, V8 third. Front but not for long, Perret's got it, Perret stopped up, took the front, Belciel to second, but Perret, that's a smart winner, Perret first, Belciel second.
So everyone, but no intro to this video. I'm not in the right place to film one, but let's get straight on with the winners. Race 1 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 70 over 1200 metres, and I'm with Excommunicado on top for Luke Curry and Anthony and Sam Freeman with the 56.5 kilos. This horse started a dominant favourite on debut and won like a really good horse at Mornington over the 1200 metres, being $1.40, and being by I'm Invincible really helps its causes. Beat Check Your 6 by a length. Check Your 6 then went to a city race at Following, well beaten, but was beaten by a handy one in a target, and Very Serial's come out and won. So the form lines up. Excommunicado, I think, can win and has been absolutely smashed in the early betting, 750 to 370. Lady of Poissy, I think, could run well in for second. Barbie's Doll for third for Jerome Hunter. But probably going to cop a bit of flack for this. I'm taking on Lost. Had a couple of goes last preparation, and yeah, I don't like the SP, so I'm taking on Lost, but I'm with Excommunicado race 1 Caulfeild, 25 to win. Race number 2 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 70 over the 1800 metres, and I've got Smokin' Giant on top for Moody, Coleman, and Bellmaine Lane. No one's riding better in Victoria at the moment, and I think this horse has showed brilliant speed out of the barriers last start to find the lead. And I think it could find it again comfortably here. Bellmaine Lane rode it on debut, it won dominantly. They bring it to a Saturday race, second race go at the races, and I think that's going to prove beneficial and will be a winning move. Yosemite Falls was very good in winning last start at Sale, I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly. No, Seymour. But I still think can run really well. Declan Bates for Archie Alexander. Crossover Kid ran home hard last start at Flemington, the one that proven over the distance, coming back in trip from the 2000, and Fang it for fourth. But I'm with Smokin' Giant on top, race 2 Caulfeild, 30 to win to prove too classy. Race number 3 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 70 over the 1100 metres, and I'm with Johnny Rocker on top. Now, I said in my preview where he ran first up at Flemington that he would just win. He didn't win, but he ran a very, very good second behind a horse that was on the back up and in really good form, being Mornington Glory. 60 kilos I'm not worried about. The outside draw I'm not worried about at all. He's a $2 favourite for a reason. He'll absolutely trot in here, and I'm predicting maybe 3 lengths, but it'll be a demolition. Dakota Lee for second. Query if it's going to come to this race or the Moonee Valley on Friday night, but I think they should go to the Valley because she's got a better draw there, and I think can show a speed there, but is a massive chance wherever she goes. Miss Icelandic for third, and Daily Bugle, if he found his best, could be competitive here. Mark Zara is an upgrade, but Johnny Rocker 50 that wins how I'm playing race 3 at Caulfeild. I think he'll win. Race number 4 at Caulfeild is the first of the 2 features on the day. It's the Group 3 Chairman Stakes over the 1,000 metres, and Coleman I've got on top has been more, I'm not going to say more impressive than Anisa, because Anisa has had 2 starts, but Coleman's made more of a dent, if you might like to say. He won dominantly on his debut run in the Debutante Stakes. The Arabian Summer came through that. We also know what she did. She ran very well in the fillies run up to the Magic Millions and ran a cracker of a race at the Millions itself. And Anisa also has the Arabian Summer form. So on form, they're interlinked quite tightly. but I think the Colt can prove better than the filly here in Coleman. Counter-offensive comes down from Sydney from Peter and Paul Stoddard. We've seen what their 2-year-olds are doing, absolutely dominating. Blake Shannon and Scampy. If he can find the lead and kick away, it could prove hard to beat. But I'm with Coleman. I think his class will shine here and be one of the leading prospects going into the Diamond. 40 the win. Race number 5 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 70 over the 1400 metres, and this is not a strong race at all. It's a very even field, and I'll actually go with one of a bit of value here in Zondi for the Hawks camp and Jai McNeil. This horse was good enough to break its maiden dominantly in City under an absolute hold. Then the stable decided we'll give it a crack in the calendar President. Prior to that was very good in running placings in its maidens, and ran 5th in the calendar President, which I thought was a very courageous run. Still a Colt, tricky draw, but I just think that this horse is the lightest race, or has the lightest amount of racing in the field outside of Punch Lane. Can prove competitive first up. It's an inch-way price. He may not win, but I think at $7.50 you do have to have an inch-way bet on it. Greenbelt, $15, was first up the other day off a very long break, and have $15 here seems over the odds to me. Punch Lane, deserving favourite, but just a career, it just has to come up in grade, and Bullet Wing, tough on speed. You know what you're going to get. 25 the win on Zondi, race 5. Race number 6 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 100 over the 2,400 metres, and I'm with Grand Promenade on top. I'm really keen on this horse's chances, coming through a very good form reference last start at the Valley, being through the 2,000 metre race. Won by Dunkeld. Independent Roads come out and won, and Tycoon Back came out and won on Wednesday. So I think it's a very good form reference. And this horse is a very classy horse on his day. Lost his way last preparation, but Shane Jackson now trains. Very good run first up. Good trial in between, /jump out in between runs. I think he's primed to go here. Up to the 24, Johnny Allen back aboard. He's the most winningest jockey on this horse, and I think can prove hard to beat, leading all the way. Mind Beher for second. On his day is pretty classy and does have the weight pull on Grand Prom. Skell and Alakahan for 3rd and 4th. Grand Promenade for mine. He'll just prove too good for them. 25 to win. Race 7 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 78 over the 1800 metres, and I've got Move for Lex on top. Barrier 6 for Mickey D, the now gelded son of So You Think I Think can prove hard to beat here. $5.50 is a very good price. First up off the gelding operation, can prove very competitive here. 7 starts for the 3 wins in 2 seconds. This is a very good horse, and I think it can prove hard to beat. Star Vega for second, looking for its number 3 win in a row, but has had 2 more starts than Move for Lex, and I think they're clearly the 2 here. Brooklyn Boss in for 3rd. I tipped this horse last weekend at the Valley. Gets a significant weight pull, and Jayla Kennedy brings the weight down by even further 3 kilos, and El Soliato won a very good race last start at Flemington. But Move for Lex for mine, race 7 at Caulfeild, 15 each way. Race number 8 at Caulfeild is the Group 3 Geoffrey Bellmaine Stakes over the 1200 metres, and I'm with a little deep on top for Kieran Maher and Johnny Allen. Barrier number 3, I think it's towards the lead, but sort of just off the pace because there's a bit of speed in this race. Penthouse, Snaky Page, Rich Fortune, Road to Arataki, Nakoni can go forward. I think that a little deep will get a brilliant run just on the back of a speed, peel out to the top of the straight and go whoosh, and be as dominant as it was 2 starts ago at Moonee Valley. Road to Arataki clearly in for second. Is the class runner of this field by a long way, but just my query is the awkward gate, big weight, and the fact it's 1200. If this was 14, she'd be an absolute moral, but 1200 fresh without race fitness. Just got my few queries. Sneaky Page, $10. Damien Lane for Brad Whittup. Damien Lane, there's no one riding better. And to see him on a $10 shot could be a spoil. Rich Fortune in for 4th. But I'm with a little deep in race 8 for the Geoffrey Bellmaine. Pretty confident, 20 the win. Race number 9 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 84 over the 1100 metres, and I've got Midtown Boss on top, the absolute moral of the card. There's one other to come, but I think that this horse, now trained by Matt Laurie, can prove hard to beat. Was a dominant win on New Year's Day down the straight. First up off being Gelded, was an absolutely beautiful alley here in barrier number 3, 56.5 kilos, dropping some weight off its run on New Year's Day. Time between runs, dominant win first up. Improvement to come. I just can't see how they're going to beat this horse. I think it's clearly the one to beat. Ray Magnerio for second is the best horse outside of the favourite in the race. Was beaten by Jungle Jim last up, but now has a slight weight advantage on Jungle Jim. I think can prove that can prove the difference, and I think Ray McNear is a better horse round the bend. Brereton comes back to racing, gelded, and I'm interested to see how it goes for Damien Lane, $15, and Kin for 4th. Have given it chances many and let me down on every occasion, so I couldn't have it anywhere in my top selection, but Midtown Boss to prove who owns Caulfeild, 50 the win. Race number 10 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 84 over the 1400 metres, and I'm with Jimmy Star to win again here. 4 from 5 with the second placing. Blake Shin back in the saddle of riding in his first Australian debut run at Bendigo. Shot him up on the fence and won dominantly. He's a $2 favourite here. First up, 1400 metres. I think that they're playing with fire here, and he'll win and win dominantly. He's the other moral of the day I was talking about. Up and under for second, I think can run a very good race. The outside draw worries me, but it's just better than... If you take Jimmy Star out of it, he's the one that you'd want to be with. Brun King has been impressive its past, though on wet tracks, and Imperial Ad likely will be in front for a long way, but will compound later as he has been doing recently. But Jimmy Star for mine is the clear class of this field. He's a Group 1 winner in the making. He'll trot in here. 60 the win. Thank everyone for watching my preview for Caulfeild for Group 3 Geoffrey Bellmaine Stakes Day, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and we get to see the returning of the big ones, the Group 1s, next Saturday with the Group 1 CF for it again at Caulfeild. So I hope you've enjoyed this preview, hoping for quite a few winners here. I'm pretty confident on a couple of my selections, including mainly being Midtown Boss and Jimmy Star, but it's going to be an absolute ripper of a card, and I hope you've enjoyed the preview, and I hope I find some winners.